Welcome to the very first series of Unfolding with Erie and Divine. This is a documentation of our journey of self discovery and navigating through our choices in life.
In this series, it's Evolving Dreams, and we're going to particularly be talking about self discovery and choosing a path in life.
Let's
Let's unfold.
unfold.
So, growing up as a child, like every other young child would, I've always wanted to be successful and independent. I've always wanted to be rich, have a lot of money, but I didn't know how to go about that. Of course, every child wants to be rich. They've always wanted to be like the boss that sits on the executive black chair and pays other people, but definitely they do not know how to go about it. So we are going to be talking about how our dreams evolved, changing from one dream to another, and the point we are now. So, getting older, I realized that to be rich and to have success, to be successful, you have to be rendering service, and it's either you're rendering a service or you're providing solution to a problem. And this has to be something that you have quite interest in and you can do excellently well. So first off, I discovered that I love to impact knowledge into people. I found that I love teaching, particularly English language. At the time when I was around 4, 5 years old, we had kids in the neighborhood whom I helped do their homeworks, and I I taught them, obviously because I was bigger than them. So I said I was going to become a teacher because I loved doing that. Then later on, we had a debate in school. This debate was titled Farmers Are Important in Society Than Doctors. I supported this motion in the debate, and I learned more about what farming is and the jobs farmers do and the important roles that they play in the society. So after this debate, I went back home and said I was going to become a farmer this time. Again, because I loved what I learned. So I said I was going to become a farmer. Then I got scolded by my mom, of course, because at that time, and particularly in Nigeria, if you say you want to become a farmer, you choose a poor decision. So I then waved that off. Although the fire was burning, that was my drive for a while, and then it died. Then I started off again with my wanting to become a teacher. Up to secondary school, actually, I wanted to become a teacher. Then later on, we had a neighbor who was a tailor moving to our yard where we lived in, and then I discovered that I liked clothes. This was around my age 7, 8. I found out that I loved making clothes. Sometimes I would just make a drip on my body and go and meet him and say, "Can you make this on my body?" And it will be like pin it and take it to the machine and sew it. That was how I started going to his place quite often, and I saw how um clothes were being made, from the cutting process to the sewing process to the finishing. I actually could make clothes before I learned how to professionally make clothes right now, which is what I currently do. So after the whole farmer banter, the teacher banter, and then processing to finding out that I love making clothes, I also in GSS 1, junior secondary school one, that's what it's called in Nigeria. Maybe it's probably called, what grade is it called in the West? Maybe it's called fifth grade in the West.
Fifth,
Is it fifth grade?
like sixth, seventh
Um,
middle school.
we don't know. So because of my friends, they were into tech, like not the tech of today, like they were this kind of inventing students with electrical stuffs. So I then loved doing that as well because of friends, not because I primarily loved it. So I started following them to do those things, and I said I was going to become an engineer or a scientist, an inventor. So after that, of course, it's not what I love to do. So the passion for that died down. And then there were some summer holidays. I attended some skill hubs and I partook in baking classes. And also, you were allowed in the skill hub. You were allowed to like attend different classes at different days. So at some days I attended the baking classes. At some days I attended the Ankara making classes. And then this also made me like catering and baking. And then I said I was going to become a baker as well. There was a point I made buns. I made, what did they call those things? Those big stuffs.
Past pastry.
Pastries. I started making pastries to sell and make money. Fun fact, I started making stuffs to sell at a tender age too, to make my own money. So after the whole thing, and fast forward to finishing secondary school, that's finishing high school. I was 14 when I finished high school, and then I then knew that this was what I want to do. I strongly believed that I wanted to do fashion because I wasn't doing it because of anybody. It was basically because I really loved it and I found out that I was creative with it. And then because of my age, 14, to get into university in Nigeria, you have to be 16. So I used that 2 years to then officially enroll for apprenticeship in a fashion house. And that was how my fashion career began. Yeah. And so today I am growing my brand, Voce Divinare. So that's how I evolved from one dream to another. And I also used to think I would become a singer. Let me sing for you. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Yeah, so I've also wanted to become a singer for the longest time. I still want to become a singer, and I believe perhaps I will become one. So that's what it was for me. Yeah,
That is evolution
that's my dream evolution.
story.
Yes, so let's hear from you.
Honestly, self-discovery is a continuous process, and there's never a point where it actually ends because as the world keeps evolving, we as individuals also evolve. We evolve. So that leads me to the story of my younger self. My mommy literally still says it now that I've never said I want to work for someone, but now there's a change in the whole perspective and the whole talk. But I've always said I wanted to be a business lady. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I used to like clothes for my dolls. I used to use needles. I was like, that's what I said now. I'm very good with needlework. I I also said I wanted to be a lawyer. That's because I needed something professional. Because when they asked me in school, everything doctor, engineer, I needed something to say, apart from being someone who is skillful, something. So I said I wanted to be a lawyer because I was really very bold and eloquent, and I always tried to like settle disputes and stuff. So that's how the lawyer thing came. And because I was quite tall, and I did say, "Oh, Miss World, Agbani, Kinikok," so I've always wanted to be in the pageant world, to be a beauty queen. So those were the four things I ran with growing up. But coming to secondary school, I knew that mm, this lawyer thing is not my own. I knew that. So I just said that lawyer thing because everybody wanted something professional. But I knew that I was a business person because I knew I was a hand person too. Because the different kind of people, and I'm a hand person. When it comes to doing things with my hands, I'm very good at it. Coming to like, I did art and crafts in school where I was like literally the best art student, and we did fascinators, we did brooches, necklaces, all kind of those things that they teach you in school. Yeah, so I did that. I went for several skill acquisition programs where I even learned makeup for the first time, and then I learned gilly. I learned lots of stuff, bead making and stuff. So I just knew that this was this was my path, and I had people to support that. Discovering myself I looked at my personality, my temperament. I've always been the kind of person that gathers people. They always tell me that in school they made me class prefect because I like how other people are faring, gather their lunch bags, check if they're eating, and stuff like that. So maybe because I was like the reality of being a first daughter gave me that sense of responsibility. I don't know, but that was how I was. And growing up, I realized that yes, I am meant to be a leader. So I pinned that down and I moved with it. Into my preteen to my teenage stage, I just knew. Like I could feel that uneasiness. I could feel that thing that yes, there's something different. And my journey is different. I'm different from other people. I'm different from my siblings. I'm different from everybody. I'm just different, but I don't know what it is. And it was really hard actually, relating with my age mates. Because like, oh, this guy is so proud. Because when I sit down with them, my mind, the things that I'm comprehending, they're like far bigger than what they can, if I'm saying they were like, what is this one saying? So I could not really talk with my mates at that time because all their mind were like on what they were thinking about at that time was BTS, that guy in school, and I already had my thing set at that point. People have different journeys though. Yours is different. At that point we were still, exuberant stage, it's also fine. But this was what was mine. So people mistook it as pride. Even my parents, oh my god, you're so proud. You will not go and talk to your mates. You are doing. I left teenage church at a very early age.
Same.
Like I was literally like 12, and as when even I was 12, I was like, Mom, I need to leave. I had to like rebelliously leave teenage church because my fellow 12-year-old were like they have not yet figured out what they wanted in life. They were just living life. But I knew that I'm destined for something bigger. I knew that until now, both of us we feel it in our spirit that yes, we're
Yeah.
going to be famous and
Watch us.
successful. And yes, we will.
Definitely.
Feel phased and unaware, confused. Even if I figured out all these things that these are things I picked and I know that this is the path I'm meant to follow. I knew that this is it because I picked from what the things that drive me. Once I see this fashion, clothes or things with my hands, because it's not the fashion I intend to do. Am I telling you before?
What do you intend to do?
I'm going to own like those things drive me, but sometimes I'll be confused. I'm like, am I really in the right path? But even in that,
Couple the fact that everything is saturated in
yeah,
2025.
yes, exactly. Because everybody's in fashion industry.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing makeup. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's literally doing everything because they should. But we just keep moving, and since I say it's a continual process, we'll keep uncovering and unfolding the parts of our lives that we haven't yet seen.
So, from what you've heard today, you should know that, of course, we all know that from age, is it age 8 or are we age 10? When is the reformative age again? Like the constructive age of a person. But like when you're in your younger age, that is the time for you to discover about yourself. At I'm surprised even today I am trying my best to help my siblings discover what to help them discover what their purpose is, and they should have a drive not just to live, because at age 12 I already knew what I wanted for myself. At least,
This one is
at least,
talking.
not like I knew. I don't know if you
I
understand.
understand.
Like I have a glimpse of what my life should be like at age 12, but it's so sad that in this time there are some kids that still do not
Like,
know like their direction in life,
I feel
even at 15.
it's 15. That's terrible, though.
At
But like,
15.
I feel that people have different journeys in life. Some
Yeah.
people's journey are quite slow. They have to like take every step and something. I said there are things that all these things that figuring out myself early, myself having to like start my self discovery journey early, like made me enjoy some things. Number one, I became self aware. Like I knew myself. I knew this since my journey is different, then I'm different. Then I shouldn't be doing what other people are doing. Then I cannot copy those people that say, "Oh, I went to arts class, I went to science class because my friend was going. That was not the case for me because like I already knew that this is where I belong, even though between arts and commercial I was confused. But I knew that yeah, I'm not a science student at all. Not because I was scared of maths or anything, but I knew that this is not my field. And I knew my temperament, I knew the kind of person I am, persons I should be relating with. So it was not looking as if, oh, I'm segregating, but I already knew the kind of people I should attract. And also, it saved me from making youthful mistakes. Like when I hear some people say the things they did, the mistakes they make when they are young, I cannot relate because I was already focused. I mean, I know I've made other mistakes so at some point, but like there are some that
I
are
mean, we've
very
all made
particular,
mistakes. Yeah.
that are particular to people when they're young. I'm sorry, I can't relate. And also, it's rather than people that move from one thing to another. Today they're in tech industry. Today they're pastors. Today, so it saved me from gallivanting. Like I know we have free will to actually explore different
Yes,
options,
I know which one is right
but
for us.
some people really explore too far. So yeah, it gave me an opportunity to avoid all those things. Having a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in all we are saying, we're not really pressuring you. I mean, we've not achieved
Achieved a
anything. We are
lot
only
at
out
all.
here to show you our journey and tell you a bit of where we've come from to this point.
Yeah,
But
don't worry about
you're
it.
free to explore, know what you're made for, make mistakes, stand up,
Learn,
learn,
unlearn,
unlearn,
relearn.
relearn. I mean, but your young age should be for to discover purpose at least.
You're
Yeah,
drawing face. You're planning stage.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I hope we've inspired you on this episode of Evolving Dreams. On the next episode, we are going to be talking about choosing a path in life
Of several options.
out of several
Like we
options.
said, we had a lot.
Yes, we had a lot.
We had a lot.
So, see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. This is our very first YouTube video, so we would like you to like, share, and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Okay.
Let's keep unfolding.